Dedicated to the great outdoors, it's Southern Woods and Waters with Hugh McNaughton. Southern Woods and Waters is brought to you by Gander Mountain, Greenform Construction, the Burns Insurance Group, Cunningham Buick GMC, Nashville Marine, America's Motorsports, and now here's Hugh.
All right, welcome everyone to this Thursday night's edition of Southern Woods and Waters. And boy, we got a great show for you tonight. One that I want you to get fired up about. This is, you know, it kind of started off on a bad note, but then it got to a good note, and now it's even a better note, because I want you to understand that the Lord can take something bad and turn it into something good for Him. And that is what this whole story is about. That's the underlying current of tonight's show. I want to broaden out and introduce my guest to you tonight. We have with me tonight my good friend and new partner, Brandon Dowdy. Brandon, thank you so much for being on the show and putting up with me every Thursday night.
It's a tough job.
Tough job.
It's
Somebody's got to do it.
I can hang in there with them.
But our guests tonight are Hunter Carmichael. Hunter, thank you so much for being on the show. This, and we're going to get to Jake here in just a second, but this show, one that will pull at your heartstrings for you. It's a tough one to swallow.
Oh, yeah.
But I got to tell you, I was serious in the fact that, that the way I read my Bible, it says that God will take the bad things and turn them into His glory.
Yep.
And so you've done that.
Yep.
Now, and you and Brandy, I gotta say,
can't take all the credit.
Now, you and Brandy, as husband and wife and parents of little Mac, took a tragedy and turned it into something great for other kids.
Yeah.
And
we're trying to
I got to tell you, brother, I'm so proud of you and so proud to have you in the show, on the show. Proud of Brandy for being in the audience with us. And just, I just can't tell everybody how much it means to us to have people like you to stand up and take it and run with it.
Yes, sir.
Now, this Little Mac, we call it the Little Mac Tournament.
It's actually the max-sized.
The max-sized.
Max-sized bass tournament.
That max-sized bass tournament.
Big bass.
and it's going to be this Saturday at Fate Sanders on J. Percy Priest.
Yep.
And is this what number is this?
It's number 2.
This is number 2?
Second annual, yes, sir.
So last year was our first one. Oh my gosh. There was
I was
Were you blown away?
I was blown away.
There was a lot of support.
I had 17 boats pre-sign up the day before, and I was scared to death. And boy, they just came out of the woodworks the morning of, and we had 50 boats to fish. That's 100 people fishing, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a good time, and man,
I think you're going to double it this year.
Well, we raised $12,000 last year.
Yes, you did.
And we want to beat that, you know.
I want to say that you turned around though, and you took that money and you donated everybody. Didn't keep any for yourself or anything, because you had some expenses. I mean, you had printing expenses, everything. You didn't keep any of that. You put it towards Vanderbilt Children's Hospital.
Yep, the Pastoral Services Department, you know, your chaplains, those are the people when the doctors could do no more for our child. They helped us get through it. Not,
That's right.
You know, as best they could. I mean, you don't get through it, but you know what I mean. And I was actually talking to John Hopkins, Hoppy, and he said, there's your answer right there. He said, why don't you go after that department? And because we were trying to figure out what exactly to do with the money and with Vanderbilt.
That's right.
You know, we wanted it to be special, and man, I reached out to them and they were just blown away, because there's not a lot of funding for that department, and that is important. It's what we
have to live with.
That's what, after the doctors can do no more, it's what we have to live with.
You and Brandy had to live with. That's right.
And they were just blown away. And now, because of this one fishing tournament last year, they had one person on staff full-time, regular business hours, and then everybody else was volunteer. Now they have 2 full-timers and 3 part-timers, so there is someone there 24 hours a day.
That is great. Great, brother.
And just from this one fishing tournament, and so who knows where this is going to go. You know, we want to make it bigger and better, you know.
Right beside you, good friend of both you and I.
Yeah.
Jacob Jewell.
You.
Jacob, we appreciate you being here, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
And last year at this tournament, No, I didn't follow you. Now, come on now. You come around the bend and you found me.
We followed each other all day
But
long.
we were on fish. Both of us was on fish, and we were on the
sir.
same fish.
Yes, sir. Who could get to the next spot
Who
first?
could get there faster?
Yes, sir.
And it was a treat. It really was. And
I
Jacob,
enjoyed it.
there's never been a time when I was ever out there on the lake that Jacob wasn't there to help. You fished with your dad last year, wasn't it?
No, I
No,
actually
it-
fished with Hunter's brother-in-law.
That's
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Hunter's brother-in-law.
Yep. This year I'm fishing with my dad.
That's right. That's
so it'll
right.
be kind of a special time for me. So I'm excited about that. And
Well, Hunter's brother-in-law didn't know what to think about you and
I
I.
know.
We were talking smack
I
to
know
one
it.
another.
He's like, "Do you know that man?" I was like, "Yes, sir." I said, "Yes, I
It's fixing to
do."
get real, didn't it?
It was fixing to get real.
Oh, yeah.
I told him, I said, if I can get this DD-22 over there by you, I'm going to slap it. But,
I understand that. Yes, sir.
but we had such a good time.
Yes, sir.
Both of us were catching fish. And you got a little, you said, oh, was that a 4-pounder? I said, no, actually, it was closer to 5.
I'm like, well, I need his brother.
But we did have a good time. And we want to talk, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to talk in the second segment, and we'll talk to you a little bit more about what's going on. But, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it now. The number, what your son, what got him and caused him to lose his life was the number 4 reason that most children pass.
Golly,
And it's choking.
it's crazy.
Number 4. I've looked it up. I looked it up last year. I looked it up again. It's still number 4 reason that death comes upon children is for choking.
takes 60 seconds.
It does. It does not take.
time at all.
It does not take long at all.
I read that, and man, I tell you, that number is just rang through my head over and over. 60 seconds, and golly, I mean, it happened so fast. You know,
Hunter, I want to say this to you. I love you like a brother. But we all, as parents, it's the worst fear, nightmare that a parent could have.
it
Yes,
is.
sir.
That
know,
you
they
don't.
didn't-
It's that nightmare that you don't think will happen to you.
You don't think it's ever going to happen to you.
You don't think.
Matter of fact, until Mac, it happened to Mac, I never knew it was the number 4 killer. Never.
I wouldn't have thought that.
I wouldn't. I had no reason to look it up, but I do now. But I want to say that because of this, it's us bringing it out. Because as a parent, as a young parent, you and Brandy first one, were you given this big notebook that told you all about it? It's wing it time. I got news for you.
And I
It's
tell
time to
you,
wing
know,
it.
we had Mac was a NICU baby. He came
Yep.
early and he was in the NICU
Yeah.
for 10 days. And you know, they made us go through a little CPR course for babies and all this stuff. Just a little quick wing it class in the
That's right.
hospital. They don't tell you how fast this is going to happen. You know, they make you think, oh, you got time. Okay, do this step, that step. You
No.
got, you
You
got
got
to be
seconds.
that quick. And we did all that we knew how to do. We had professionals on the scene. You know, it happened in a public.
It happened at a Chick-fil-A.
It happened at Chick-fil-A at the Cool Springs Mall.
Yes.
So, you know, at Christmas time. So there's people everywhere. We
There
had,
was people, medical people in there, everything. And I want
police
everybody to
officer.
realize that Hunter and Brandy did everything possible.
and they did too.
And they
Those
did too.
professionals
It was
did.
everybody jumping in, taking over, doing the
Yep.
Heimlich, everything to a baby
Yep.
that you could.
Yep.
And it's still, it was only seconds.
Yep. I mean, at that
takes.
point, it's just, I guess, what was supposed to happen, and it ain't easy for us. Now, I've convinced myself completely that he's much better off. But,
Oh, well, yeah.
you know, but it's hard to be here.
But
You
that's
know,
what I'm
it's-
saying. For you and Brandy to get up the next morning and to get up every morning after that, it's tough.
It's literally 1 second at a time, man.
Yeah.
We've come a long
Yes,
way.
you have.
A long
Yes, you
way.
have.
I mean,
I'm going to tell you something. We had probably one of the best witnessing last year at this time.
yep.
If Brandy will remember, we witnessed one another out in the parking lot of Channel 5, right out
right.
back
Sure
here.
was. Sure was.
And it was because there's a time, ladies and gentlemen, when you have to do that.
Yep.
When you have to tell your neighbor, God still loves you, and I love you.
Yep. Yep.
And no matter what happens. And so with this tournament coming on, let's show little Mac the love.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, this is going a long way, man. And I'm just, Don't get me wrong, I'd trade it all in to get my son right
Oh,
back. and have him in my
yeah, we
arms,
all know that.
But dadgummit, I mean, this is the best thing I know to do to make somewhat good of a bad situation, you know. And now this year, Brandy's gotten more involved. I mean, you know,
Yep.
it was really hard for her last year to even be there.
It was tough.
But this year she's gotten more involved. We've got more stuff to give away at this thing that you can shake a stick at. She owns a store in the Cool Springs Mall called The Cutest Little Shop, and she's reached out to her reps, and now we've got just as much stuff for women as we do men. So while the men are
girls show up too,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh,
And
kids.
we've got a company. We've got some.
Well,
good-
I'll tell you what, hold up. We got to
Okay.
take a break because I want
Yeah, I
everybody
got
to
some
understand
good
how they can get
details.
involved. Because
Yeah.
let me tell you something, it's not for just you fishermen
That's
and
right.
fisher ladies, it's for the whole family. And I want you to realize that. And I'm just going to tell you all about it as soon as we come back from break. But first, I want to tease my Facebook. Hey, you got to go to check us out at Southern Woods and Waters. Send us your pictures. You can comment to us. You can ask us questions. Brand and I both have been on some hot subjects here lately. Baiting in Tennessee. Are you for it? You against it? What's your view? We also got some other stuff coming up. Why are we closing down all of our ramps around on the lakes? Why is the Corps of Engineers closing these down? And why is the Corps of Engineers giving the marina operators the ability to do so? Hey, we're going to be right there with you, wondering why. So be with us on Facebook. Check us out, Southern Woods and Waters. We'll be right back with more of Southern Woods and Waters.